Krishna, 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 Rama, Krishna, Jai Jai, Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, 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 Jai Jai, Hare Rama, 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 Jai Jai, Hare Krishna, 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 Jai Jai, Hare Rama, 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 Jai Jai, Hare Krishna, 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 Jai Jai, Hare Rama, Krishna, 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 Jai Jai,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Dev, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri 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 Guruji Namaha. Shri 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 Mujiji Namaha. Great grace is always falling like rain. Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Grace is always falling like rain. Grace is always falling. Shri 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 Guruji Namaha. Shri 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 Modi Ji Your heart is the light of this world. It needs to just fully be seen. Bathe in the river of your being. You need not to be anything. Peace and love is your fragrance, but the flower no one can find. Your heart is the light of this world. It needs to just fully be seen. Om Hari 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 Om Hari Om Hari 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 Om Hari Om Hari Hari. Your heart is the light of this world. It needs to just fully be seen. Bathe in the river of your being. You need not to be anything. Peace and love is your fragrance, but the flower no one can find. Your heart is the light of this world. It needs to just fully be seen. Om Hari 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 Om Hari Om Hari 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 Om Hari Om Hari Hari. Hari 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 Om Hari Om Hari 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 Om Hari Om Hari Hari. Your heart is the light of this world. It needs to just fully be seen. There's no prophet to come, my dear. He's already here. distance to travel from here. Nearer and near. Christ like you are. Krishna consciousness. Shiva be you are. My dear, you are. Amen. Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna. Amen. Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna. There's no prophet to come like He's already here. No phone to carry. Timeless me. Christ like you are. You are Krishna consciousness. Shiva be you are. My dear, you are. Amen. No, Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna. Amen. No, Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna. Christ like you are. You are Krishna consciousness. Shiva be you are. My dear, you are.
Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujiji ki Jai. before any word can be said. Before the pointing, you are. You're already very familiar with yourself, more than intimate, more than close. It's only that our definition about ourselves has been misplaced. It's only a definition problem. You can call it definition, you can call it identity, but basically it's just an idea. The idea of separation, the idea of separateness. So even before I say don't refer to the mind, there is a you, there is an I that can refer to the mind. Who is this one? You are here, you are present, and this is all there is. And when it is said this is all there is, notice that there is content that is appearing and disappearing, but also there is an I which remains in spite of the appearance and disappearance of content. Only because the habit has been to try and find everything in the realm of content. That's why it seems so troublesome that I cannot find myself. What else is here besides the content? Who is the content appearing to? It is that obvious. That obvious. It takes no effort to see that all of this is appearing to me. Who is this me? Is it not just this witnessing which has always been here? Is there anything besides this content and awareness of it? Don't go on any mental adventures right now. Because very quickly the mind will try to become smart and say, oh, yes, but even appearance is part of awareness, isn't it? No, forget all that for some time. Just stay with this. There is awareness of everything that is appearing and disappearing. Now, is this awareness having to work at being awareness? Or is it just present naturally? Before, during, and all content. Isn't awareness just here? Now the mind will say, my only difficulty is that I don't see myself as this awareness. But this is not true. I cannot step away from this awareness. I cannot separate myself from this. You are completely aware of this right now. Even when the mind is screaming no, 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 you are aware of it. And you know that I am aware of it. I know I am aware. I know there is no separation between I and awareness. Who can understand this? Nobody. Who can see this right now? Everyone. There is all of this content which originates and is experienced via my own being. I am aware of all of this, including the presence of my own being. Therefore, we can say that it is one world of appearance which is appearing. There is only awareness and the appearance of this appearance. Can I be that which is just appearing and disappearing? Or am I that to which this appearance is appearing? Most training is required. I see that so many of you are needlessly trying to make some mental effort, just simple. All that is appearing to me, to this eye. You know this already. You see this now. And this awareness is not interested, it is not disinterested, it has no states, it is not changing, it has no taste, It has no color, and therefore completely out of the reach of our mind. It is that which sees the appearance of the mind, that which sees that mind is here, and that which sees that no mind is here. Both. What is the struggle about? It is only that we have a mental concept of how it should be. But in a fight between how it should be and how it is always how it is that wins. Give up this fight. Leave all should not, seems, feels, thinks. Leave all of this aside. What remains here effortlessly. May this inquiry be joyful for you. May it be natural. May it be your play. When a child goes out to play, his body might get very tired, but he doesn't come back home and say, I hate this playing thing, it makes me so tired. Yes.
It feels like torture to me.
Yeah.
Just because the same response, like when, yeah, it's just the more I sit here, like, it's just like, it doesn't feel joyful.
Yeah.
And it's an effort, like, there's an effort to, like, all the attention is here, this physical sense, so there's like an effort to listen, to follow what you're saying. So
Yes. So when you drop all effort, you
then
listen
like,
better actually.
this.
No, it won't be. You listen better. If you actually drop the effort, then you find that there is pain, and yet whatever is appearing outside, sounds, all is being taken in, but there's no work required. What is the pointing? That all this appearance, including the nerves and the sensations and the pain, is appearing to who? No one can say it is appearing to someone else. You can only say it's appearing to me. So this me is what? This I to which everything is appearing and disappearing is what? Because it is here, it needs no effort to check, to look. Is it something? Is it an object? Is it like this? An object like this? The I to which something is appearing or not appearing is made up of atoms. But you see, go from there. Don't go from knowledge. So where would I find these atoms? If it was made up of matter, then I should be able to find it. So if we take you into surgery somewhere, this eye will be found. And this is the eye. Is it complex? For a scientist, yes. Just for a child, the appearing body is felt, sensations are appearing, disappearing. Everything that is experienced is appearing and disappearing. That to whom it is appearing, is that also an object? And if it is an object, then to whom is that object appearing? Is that also an object? Who would know of the existence of an I that is an object? There's something here which is pure subjectivity. You see? It is too obvious and therefore we miss it.
Yeah, I think I can still say if something is trying to figure it out.
Yes, and even that is seen. So that is another appearance. Or perceived, if you don't like the word seen. The figuring out is also perceived. Isn't that appearing? Now, that to whom it is appearing, who is this one? Does it have any tangible existence, phenomenal existence? Is there a difference between I am aware and I am being? Just keep it simple, the question. Just this. Don't add a single word to the question. Because the mind can come and say, but this implies no. Just is there a difference between I am aware and I am being? So you can say I am being this polo as opposed to I am aware of this polo. Can you use that interchangeably? Why?
That photo is not
So being implies what then? There is something which is me, my presence. So when I say being is here, that means I as my presence is here. Now, is the one that is aware that I as my presence is here, not the same one that is aware of the existence of the polo? Okay, what is I am aware mean?
So I know that I'm here.
Somebody call the cops on us? It's okay.
So I know I'm here.
Yeah.
I know my senses are working.
Yeah. So you know. What does it mean to know something? That there is a knowingness of this. There is a knowingness. And what knows this? Is it a different knowingness? That I know something is also known? You say that I know whatever that might be that I know, which is the fact that you're able to say I know implies that you know that you know. Why are you able to say I know? Do you know this that you know? Yes, I should make it clear. No room then for the mind. You know that you know. That's all that you're saying. What can take this knowing away? Okay? And who would know that in sleep it is not there? Huh? You know that in sleep it is not there. You know this for a fact.
Nothing is.
Yes, so who knows that there's nothing there?
I must.
Yes, not inferentially. You know this or no, that there is nothing in sleep.
I feel I know it inferentially.
No, how? Sleep is the last place you can know something inferentially because there is no mind in sleep.
It's like inferring it.
Is it inferring or is it clear that when there was something called sleep where there was nothing, no, not even mind? To report it, you need a inference. But to know this, do you need an inference? Okay. Does a child know the difference between sleep and waking? Okay. When you wake up, before the first thought comes, do you not know that you've woken up? You know? That means there was something called sleep and there is something called waking even before the first thought comes, isn't it? So then to see that there is something called sleep, to know that there is something called sleep, did you need an inference? See? So now you said that in sleep this knowing is not present. Then who would know there is something called sleep? It would just be like I say, it would just be that suddenly there was darkness and room lights, and suddenly now there's light. We would not be able to say there is something called sleep. How do we know there is something called sleep? Because it is experienced, but it is not experienced phenomenally. The lack of phenomena is experienced by us, and we say there is nothing in sleep. You know you sleep or no? You know that you sleep. So this knowing, how will we take it away? This knowingness.
Can't just
See, it's okay.
you can't.
You can't.
It's you can't between sleep and
But
I don't know if you can.
so you can't. Sleep, dream, waking, meditation, turiya, samadhi, whatever states might be, there is to be able to say that this is my state requires there to be first the knowing of that state. So this knowing is not going anywhere. And this knowing knows that knowing is here. Otherwise, you would not be able to use the phrase I know. As soon as we say I know something, first implies that there is knowing that there is something called knowing. Again, as soon as we can say that there is that I know something, first implies that I know that there is something called knowing. That's why we say I know this. We don't say I smell this or I be this. There is something called, it's not a thing, we're just using language because we have to. But we are aware that we know that knowing is here. And even a child can say this. I know of this, I know of that. This has always been clear to us. It's not an acquired skill. It's not that you had to, like you learn how to swim or to cycle. It's always been here. We didn't have to learn to become aware. This is what we are. This awareness itself. Now, the only trouble can be, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't seem like it still seems like. But before all of that, is that to whom all of this seeming or feeling or whatever is appearing. Any part which is not clear? Like, where should I start? Any part which is not clearly seen.
Yes, because as I say, that everything is always been clear at
Yeah.
some level.
Yes.
It's still clear at that level.
At that level, it's clear, exactly. That other level we cannot fix. You have to just leave it aside.
No, I meant at some kind of mental level, it's been like, oh yes, everything makes sense. Makes sense.
And even at the level of truth has always been clear. Then where's the trouble?
But I don't see.
It's not that you don't see it. It is the trouble is because you only see it. There is no contrast. So you're not able to say, okay, I didn't see it, now I see it. Because it's always been this way, and we are expecting that something should now see this. But it's always been seen. Okay, so we can come back to I am aware. Are you aware? You know this? How do you know it? Do you see awareness? Then how are you so sure? Yes, but why are you reporting it if you can't see it?
I'm reporting what I am aware of.
No, you're saying that I am aware. Aware of already implies that awareness is there. It's not being of or smelling of or walking of. It's aware of. You see, it's simpler. So we're trying to make it simpler, but the mind is trying to make it difficult. It's simpler than whatever you're thinking about it. Simpler than any thought you can have. Because you already say, I am aware of is whatever. I am aware. You're able to say that, isn't it? How are we able to say that? Are we lying? At least about this we cannot lie. Now for everything else, we have some evidence. When asked to look, is there a computer in front of you? Yes. Is there a table? Yes. Chair? Apple? Yes. We check. We say yes. Are you being? Some presence is felt. Yes. Are you aware? Nothing is seen. See? Nothing is seen. And yet the answer is yes. Because this is the seeing itself. So we are very good. It's only that this pointing to look and check was made a effortful exercise. Instead, it's just an effortless one.
Now there's a if you say look, when I hear the word look, you can say there's some kind of automatic habit.
No using up any calories. You say, am I aware now? Are we using some calories to check? We should not. This is the simplest question you can answer. We're standing in our terrace. We're facing the sun. We say, check if the sun is there. Is it effort? Is that much more than even that?
That's an object you can see.
Yes, but first there must be seeing present. To see an object, there must be seeing present first.
Like the act of seeing.
Yes, but even if the eyes were there, but there was no awareness of what was being phenomenally perceived, then who would the eyes report to? The eyes report to you, isn't it? And they report to the same one who's aware of what is seen even without the eyes, like an imagination. Who sees that? You see, the seeing is present even before the presence of the senses. Even if there were no eyes, then still images would be seen. Therefore, the seeing is present before the senses. Therefore, it is actually more effort to see an object, not less. You will use up some calories to open the eyes. The blood circulation to the eyes will use up some calorie. But the seeing, to know that seeing is here, is prior even to all of this. That's why I say it's simpler. It's simpler. It is the dropping of the complexity which is seeming like the struggle. Nick wants to come because he has to go soon. He's traveling. You can come, my dear.
Thank you, thank you. Hello. Yes, I don't know when I'll have internet again, so it's sort of feeling a little bit, got to squeeze it in here. I had a very rich experience last week. Me and Priya, Lisa, we went to London to see Tony. Remember, you know, the Tony incident. And I met up with an old friend from school like 28 years ago, since I haven't seen him. A great soul as well. And it was a very, very rich inquiry in itself. And there we are, sitting right up front seats with Tony there. And there was just a culmination of, okay, this is it. Let's see what the man has to say, you know.
We must also clarify that we are speaking about Tony Parsons and not Anthony Moo Young.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sorry, Tony Parsons. Okay, yeah. So for those that know his naked seeing, open secret. One thing that sticks here that I wanted to sort of bring up into the light of Satsang is that he's quite spiteful against Advaita. He's always having a go at Advaita, you know, and stuff like that. And I was trying to be impartial to that and neutral and everything. Of course, I don't, you know, he doesn't say Muji specifically. He doesn't say you. He doesn't say, you know, he's quite general about it. And I didn't have the courage to expose, you know, these loves in Advaita's sense to him. Because I think still that essentially it's all one heart. I mean, he talks of beloved. But one thing here, just not to get tracked away, is that essentially, as to use a phrase that he uses a lot, there's nothing else happening than this. This is his fundamental thing. So he starts off the conversation like that, you know, this is all that is happening. Now, that in itself is so frightening to any mind or conception that the mind has about searching. I mean, he says very harshly that any becoming aware or trying to be aware of aware and so forth, we even made a joke about it at the time, is separation again, because there's someone there who's trying to be aware. So this, I mean, deep inside me, this really rings as true. You know, what if I have no walking stick whatsoever, you know, and I'm totally thrown to the winds of here and now? You know, it's, I mean, I'm in this most of my life, and it's, you know, it's, there's nothing to hold on to, absolutely nothing to hold on to, you know, no scriptures, nothing. And although I truly delight in the presence of satsang and being with you and sangha, I mean, really, there's no words for it. All of a sudden, there's no teaching. There's no teaching at all. It's, you know, it's just it's just what's happening. To coin another of his cliches, it's just what's happening. To say that it's not happening to nobody and all that sort of lark of you know, it's very funny and everything, but of course there's, you know, I mean, to say you're not anybody, it seems a little bit arrogant in itself, you know, but it can be appreciated that there's nobody, in the sense that when you're totally immersed in the present unfolding with no guarantees, no speculation, or even if you have speculation or want guarantees, it's still somehow allowed. You know, it's allowed in the sense that you don't repress anything that is appearing. You know, you don't repress fear. You don't repress a speculation. You don't repress any thought pattern that's popping up in synapses and stuff. But behind that is this awe, this that, to use the word merge or embedded is even a word, but you're all one. You know, I'm sitting on a chair talking to you. This is just happening, and there's nothing else. It's absolutely 100% this. So if anything is trying to pop in from the outside as a mirage, you know, to interfere, it's seen as absolutely superficial. You know, it's not, it doesn't sustain. Now, then Muji comes in, you know, with sort of, are you going to entertain it? Are you going to serve it tea? Are you going to, you know, and then you're in trouble, of course, if you step out of that circle of unity. You step out of it and you start, you know, going down the rabbit hole. Then you're back in the mundane sort of, you know, the world of activity and identification. But until such time, Ananta, it seems that, you know, for example, I'm going traveling. I'm feeling the nervousness. I was going to say I feel. No, I don't. It's the nervousness is happening. Speculation is happening. Fears are happening. You know, what am I going to do? Where am I going? But there's a redundant, I don't know. You know, it's, I don't know. I don't know. And that's the mystery. That's the mystery of it, you know.
Let me just say a few things before I forget what you
Yes, please.
I think that it's a very valid question. You say that what is the point? Why do we stress so much on discovering that I am this awareness itself? Why do we stress so much on coming to this space of unassociated being? You see, where we already know that what is happening is just happening. All of this is just one big happening. In fact, not all of it, just the dynamic part of it is one big happening. There's a much bigger non-happening from which all this happening is coming. But it's okay to speak in language we have to speak. So while all of this is just one big happening, why I feel here, so we won't involve any other teachers in this because then it can become a muddy sort of discussion. Why I share so much, I feel so much to share about being, and why I feel so much to share about awareness is because I have not found one expression of consciousness, and I'm not confused about that, that it's just another expression of consciousness, but I have not found one expression of consciousness who is free from suffering without coming to clarity about who they are, about who the I is. You see? So while it completely rings true here, when someone says, yes, it's all just a happening, and forget about the seeking, it all completely rings true here. You see? But having said that, I feel the whole point of this self-discovery is to come to this irrefutable place of who I am. You see? Unless this is clarified, we are still going about with a hazy picture of who I am, or maybe it is just a person who feels now that I found the golden tool to live my life. So the identity which says, yes, it's all just one big happening. Yes, it's all just one big happening. But when something in the happening comes and gives you a slap, then we might be using the words, it's all one big happening, but somewhere there is suffering. You see, we feel victimized, we feel like a victim. But outside we might keep saying, but it's just happening. You see? And I find that this kind of dichotomy is what leads to a lot of trouble with the neo Advaitins. I know that both then Tony and I are beating up on the Advaitins, but it leads to a lot of trouble with the neo Advaitins where verbally they're saying, yes, yes, it's all God's will, there is no me here. But inside they're feeling completely victimized and powerless. And this comes up as frustration. So when you hear the words, all the words are right, but it's still smelling of so much suffering. It is not smelling of love and peace and joy. And they will say even that is God's will. Then that is usually the end of the discussion, you see. I know that it's all God's will. You see? I know that. There's no confusion about that. And yet, the role in this play, from what is moving here, seems to be to remind ourselves of who we truly are. And once this is established, that I am this awareness, then nothing which is happening in the happening can ever be personal again. So if you're just saying that it's all just one big happening and it's all being which is doing all of this, yes, this is completely clear that it is being in the presence of being. All of this is just one big happening. But I've seen that when it is this is just understood personally, then it does not help. It is like replacing the concept I am a person with the concept that I am the God or I am the being. It's just conceptual. And I've not found anything other than self-inquiry so directly which brings us to this clear seeing. Yes, I am this being. This being is all there is that is appearing. Then we can truly say, I am God. It is only then that we can truly say, I am God. Otherwise, it's just another mental concept. And then an insight might appear that even this being, I am aware of that. Who knows that being is present? Who knows that being was not in sleep state? Who knows that I woke up? This is the awareness that I speak of, which is unchanging, unmoving. And it is completely within awareness's power. In fact, it never changes from this to be aware of itself. This is my living experience. Therefore, when I ask, am I aware now? You see, not in the asking or in the reporting of the answer, but just in the awareness of awareness itself. I find that that is the most natural state of awareness. That is why over and over we say that the mind cannot get this. The person cannot see this. The person can only deal in concepts. Therefore, I would agree. Someone say if you make awareness another concept, then it is completely worthless, can be thrown away. You see? But still, this I remains. This I that is aware even of being remains. Nobody can deny that. Now, does this mean when the question for the inquiry is posed that there will be no resistance? No, it doesn't mean that, because the mind will resist. And sometimes it seems like the entire world is conspiring to resist this inquiry. Isn't it? But still, that one moment of looking directly for ourselves, just that one instant of looking directly for ourselves, in spite of whatever resistances may be arising, are worth much more than all the conceptual knowledge of the world. Just that one moment. Therefore, the attempt from here is always to bring you to a point where no words are required. And I've seen that it's not just so many of you have used this inquiry to come to your place of clear seeing. All of this was also just grace. All of this was also just an happening. Everything that we can say about the phenomenal world It's just a play of consciousness. It's just another happening. You see? And there will always be some teachers who will say, yes, it's all just an happening. All is God's will. And some will say, all is God's will. But as long as you feel that you have an independent existence, then use your sense of choice to ask yourself, who am I? And there are some who will say that all of this is rubbish, just chant mantra. You know? Some who will say, just sit at the feet of God and sing bhajans. It's enough. So all the expressions will be different. And you have to check in your heart and see what is it that most resonates. Everything that I speak, you must be able to look and see that this is not the way I see it. So when this question is asked, am I aware now? Don't take my word for it. Don't take Tony's word for it. You tell me what you see.
It's I can report that it's not a permanent state of this idea that one gets from reading about enlightenment, that one completely explodes into some eternal peace and understanding and awareness. There's a vigilance needed permanently, as Papaji says. I find this is an ongoing process, and I feel tremendous peace and a homecoming when I come to satsang. Just sitting with or without questions, it's just, I can't explain it. It's something I will continue to do as far as I'm concerned, personally or not personally. There was a pin drop silence in the room, in the auditorium with Tony as well, that I could cherish. Whatever he was saying or however he was resonating, there was a common silence that you could hear, as I say, a pin drop. I could appreciate that when someone asked him a question, he popped up, and when he didn't, he would slump down into the chair and just turn off, so to speak, or go back into this. And then the moment came for someone else to come up, he would pop up. It was this sort of, one could see that there was a absolute spontaneity happening from what he says as nobody, just the happening. So it's very tricky to talk about this because I'm looking now at the similarities between.
This is also a very good point, which I forgot to talk about a little bit. You see, because you said something very interesting. You said that, it's kind of arrogant to say that I am nobody. Actually, it is the most beautiful if it is being reported from an integral place. It is very beautiful. You see, I don't find it arrogant at all. In fact, it is the opposite of arrogance. Because in the world, if you go around telling people you are nothing, you're nobody, it is the worst insult. They would rather you slap them rather than say that you are nothing. You see? So the ego is completely reliant on this sense that I am something. You see? So all arrogance is about I am something. Now I know where you could be coming from, where sometimes when people these days are saying I am nothing or I am nobody, it is still coming from a sense of specialness, which is saying I specially am nobody, you see. So that could sound arrogant, or that could sound egoistic, which is to see and report that there is nobody here. Just to report I am nobody is very beautiful actually. It's very beautiful. And this is true that there never was anybody. There was only the pretense of being somebody and the dropping of the pretense and the realization that there was nobody here. There is truly nobody home. And yet being is here. All phenomenal appearance, all which is appearing is being. All that is God. Same thing.
An analogy just came up very, very, very sharply now. If we can say that when we were kids, we were innocent, pure, spontaneous, but unaware. And now the quality of my life in many respects has returned to innocence, purity, spontaneity, but I'm aware of it. This has come very clear to me now. It's the same, it's like a circle coming back on itself, but the second chance, the opportunity of being a so-called adult, grown up, is that I can have the same rediscovery, but with the quality of being conscious this time, if one could say. So maybe that says it for me, that it's just this joyride. I mean, you know, grace is I think grace is for me the air that surrounds me, is the air that I breathe. It's this, and we've talked about it, and I would say it again from my report, that openness and vulnerability is still my God, because I know in this that I'm absolutely nothing. I mean, you know, I'm just a feather in the wind. You know, it's just so. It's the heart beating, the heart racing. It's feelings. It's all these phenomenalities happening and stuff. But beneath it, behind it, there's this, as I say, this rediscovery of what we talk about in awareness, observation, detachment, aloof. You know, this seems to be the. So and then it's back to Tony's description. Really, I'm sitting on a chair and it's chilly and, and I don't know, you know, it's wonderful. At the same time, it's wonderful, even if it's terrible. You know, it's wonderful. I don't know, Ananta. It's really, you know, it's like I said to Tony when I asked him a few questions. We were sharing some things with everyone, and I just said, Tony, I could die now. I could die now. I'm okay to meet the Lord now. You know, I'll take it as it comes. And, you know, so who's there now? You know, who's there to say anything, to report anything? It's just, you know, it's like a deliverance. It's like a deliverance, and I say that with a little bit of authority because of my experiences that I've had with out of body and almost died several times and stuff. So this is what is all the fear about at the end of the day. It's sort of, what is it all about? you know, come on, guys, let's just, you know, enjoy, you know, make enjoyment, even enjoyment of whatever's happening, whatever's coming, whatever's arising, you know, just sort of allow this glee, you know, this happiness of, and I feel that, Ananta, and it's you're responsible in large part for that. You've taken me by the hand in the last couple of years and stuff, and I'm just goosebumps. I just okay, you know.
So where do you travel to now? Where are you going?
Sorry.
Where are you
Well, I'm going back. Yeah, I go back to Brazil tomorrow, and it's another adventure book opening. Back to the tent, back to the old girlfriend. You remember the one that you helped me to get out of? I had to say that. God, that was a tricky one. I can't escape from this in this life. I'm, you know, I'm not putting all my bets on the relationship or anything, but I can't help it. I love this woman, and she's part of the grace, you know, that life brings in all its flowers and stuff, and here I am going back, you know, and seeing what will happen with this, and it's all part of the show, you know, because before there was a tremendous no, you can't do that, no, you just stay with yourself and be this is also not true. It's not true. You can have I mean, you're married, everyone's married, you know, Ramdas is married, Raji's married, you know, all my beloved brothers are married and stuff, so, you know, what's the problem? It's nothing to do with that. Awareness has nothing to do with how you are. And so so well, I've got that one off my shoulder now. Okay. So and I'm really excited, you know, to just share with her everything that I've where I've been with you, and help. No, I don't want to use the word help, but, you know, to take her by the hand as well, you know, because she's exasperated at times, you know, getting too trapped in the mind, and she's a holistic therapist, and so she should be working with this with other people. I'm just telling her, listen, just come back to the self. Let's watch Satsang every day, and you'll see that everything will work out. So I'm really feeling joyful that I can share that with her, you know. So it's wonderful, really.
You have to check if there's openness for it. You see, because what happens is that if there is no openness for it, then our encouragement will seem like pushing.
Yes. No, absolutely. No, I'm totally aware of what you're saying. It's I've become very, how would you say, aware of her tricks and stuff like that. So I know when to pull back. And as Muji said once when he was trying to share, I think, what was it? He was giving a analogy of someone who had a book, and he wanted to show it just to a friend or something, and he just waited for the right moment and said, well, you know, and the person naturally inquired, oh, and what was that book about you were saying? So it's very tactful, but sure, for sure, no, it's no pushiness in it at all.
And if you're watching archives of Satsang one day, remember that on today's Satsang, you're not supposed to watch this part with her. Otherwise, immediately you'll be in big trouble.
Yes, absolutely.
So, catch.
Yeah. And it's been on that note of, I've been through a lot in the last month, because I was 3 months here in the UK, and I was at my mother's and coming to my sister's where I love to stay and I feel more at home. But with my mother, it was, oh my God, it was like digging up the graves, you know, and she's getting old and everything. But the Catholic in her was really, and basically just the last few days I've found the opportunity to to say in the core message, that a Catholic could understand. I said, Mum, just relax, just don't be hard on yourself and stuff, because they carry this cross on their shoulders of this do-goody-goody, and oh my God, it's so difficult for people to acknowledge and accept that they can give love to themselves and do nothing, and for them to sort of comprehend that it's this way that you're going to give everything to the universe. It's just by, settling down in yourself, in your energy. And anyway, so the message was delivered, and I think it was absorbed, if Grace have it that way. And I feel very light going back. Somehow I've I don't know. Somehow I would feel light. We had a lot of discussions and stuff, and I just spoke my heart and felt empty. So if I don't ever see her again, as we never know when we're going to kick the bucket, so to speak. So everything has been said, So there's another deliverance, It's just. Yeah.
I had a friend who was staying with me last year. Sometime he was staying with me, and he said, Ananta, when he was also talking about relationships, and he was saying that, when this relationship started, it was such grace. It was so beautiful. God was just so kind. And then, now look at it. So I said, it is still such grace. It is still exactly God's plan. So this is one tendency of the mind that we must be aware of, which is that we say that the chocolate flavored moments are really divine and God's grace. But when the trouble comes, then we say, oh, look at this. You see, but even this is grace. It is the same one that got you to the relationship which is bringing you here. And if you can see this, that even the difficult moments are only grace, then we don't create a duality about it. We don't create preferences. Also, what started happening with me is that as often as I am requested for blessings about relationships coming together, almost that often I hear reports about breakups. And both I bless. Both I have to bless. So it's not just the relationship that I bless, it's also the breakup, because I know both are grace. It sounds silly, I know, when the breakup is happening, oh, my girlfriend. This is a great blessing. This is also a great blessing. So in this
Well, funnily enough, it was exactly that, wasn't it? Because 1.5 years ago we spoke. I was crying my eyes out in the tent, and you were just sort of taking me back and just saying what a wonderful space. And here you are, again blessing the, reunited again, sort of, but and then so much water has passed, beneath the bridge, and it's not the same as before. It's not. It's a flower opening. It's a total, constant opening, and I'm a better man, not a better person. I'm a better human. I'm a better being. I find when I'm with my beloved company, my yin yang, if you want to call it whatever. But I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's I don't know. It's just. It's not a dependency, it's not a dependency. At the same time, the air I breathe is a dependency. So it's very tricky how life is. It's such a, an orgiastic experience of this so-called independency. It's not at all. It's everything is dependent on everything. It's And, who cares? What's the problem? We're just here for a fraction of time, and there's such a lightness of being in this life, and the one that suffered before has just somehow grown wings, and is just not even flying. Actually, I'm more like gliding. I'm just watching this amazing carpet ride, and everything's been unfolding in such a wonderful way, and I just don't know what to say. I'm so grateful for it. It's wonderful, Ananta. It's wonderful. I mean, I don't want to say, it's a chocolate flavored thing, as you said, and I'm aware that every disruption and every disappointment is only a disappointment to the one person that has a prefixed idea of something. But if you have no prefixed idea of anything, everything is gain, if you want to put it that way. Everything is, and it's so wonderful to have this, the analogy of the child again. The child he knows that mother and father take care of him. He doesn't know it yet, but the universe is taking care of everything, even including mother and father. But he goes and he plays, and he just feels the grace sort of taking care of him at every moment of the day. And so there's this trust, and I feel that again. I feel this experiencing thing, just happening. So that's my report, as they would say.
Beautiful adventures always. And I know this will be true. And we'll find a way to connect. We'll find a way to connect on the internet also. We'll see how it goes.
Yes. Well, actually, I just discovered that the neighbor in her apartment, they have internet all around. We're bombarded by wireless, and what I'll try and do is probably just try and pay, something towards the guy and see if he wants. I know something will work out. Something will work out. Well, so much love. So much love.
Yeah, lots of chatting. So Chitra says, beloved Anantaji, what is it that is to be understood about sleep in the waking state? Nothing. Just to know that there is something called sleep is enough. And no, you cannot forget that. So it's no homework. Nitya wanted to come, you can come again. Can't hear you, you are talking. Okay.
Yes.
How did you do that? How did you...
Huh?
It's a magic computer. How did you unmute? Because your hands were with you.
Maybe delay in that.
Siddhis, computer siddhis.
Yes. There's so much love here. And I don't know anything at all. I truly don't know anything, and when you spoke, Nick, I love you so much. It's so beautiful to listen to you, and everything what is appearing here. It's just it is nothing, and in the same moment it's just so only joy and love in it. I don't, you spoke a lot about words and the meaning of of terms, or this is what came here, and with Tony and you and Neo and hast du nicht gesehen, and I sorry, I really don't care about all this stuff. I don't. In between, thoughts are coming. I truly don't understand anything what you are talking about. The only thing I know here is this seeing what is going on here, and this is the only thing I can rely on if you want to say that. And every other thing is just I don't care at all. So to discuss, what is. Yeah, I often when I share in Hatha or it's just these words are just so incomplete, so they just cannot express what is here. It's just totally impossible, and in a way it's frustrating and but not the only thing why I want to come up again and again now. It's just there's too much love and too much joy, and I just want to I have to express somehow something. Yeah, I don't know, and every time it gets deeper, this seeing or this love, everything, and the seeing how everything is connected and how everything at the same time is nothing at all, and it's just it's just so endless beautiful, and these words are just nothing. and I love you all so very much. This life is just, and when I look outside and look at the people, there's only love there for them, for everyone. Yes. And there was always a fear here with you that, when I come up, you would, at one point, you would totally expose me as a liar, and I'm faking everything. It's so funny, and to see all these ideas are coming up, and now just seen, as ideas. It's just an example for all the nonsense that is coming up now, and it's just too much grace, Father. It's just everything is too much grace. I thank you so much. I love you so much.
I don't remember this exposing as fake and liar, but what I do remember is this: when you came initially, you had this, why is everyone so lovey, everywhere, love. Remember, why can't they must be all just faking it, And now listen to yourself. Just love, love, love. Oh, very good, very good. Very excellent. And this can happen also if some of you are new in this satsang and you're watching now. Nitya shares so much about love, and you are getting frustrated like she used to get initially about this love thing. Then remember that the presence of satsang will not leave you without love at your service. As you're coming to the discovery of who you are, you will find that there is immeasurable, like my master says, too much love, just too much love. You see? Doesn't don't make an expectation that this will be something which is constant or something like this. Just you stop chasing love and you see where it goes. It's only here for you. It's only here for you. Some of you have written messages to me saying, this Sangha, they just keep talking about love. I don't feel it. I feel I don't belong. Yeah? Like this. Shanti had a question. She said, who here is in a relationship? Who here is married to who? And is it in a marriage bond? Please, beloved Guruji, share some light on this. It is all part of this live action role play. Call this world, call this appearance. So as soon as there is this sense of being I am, you find that the role, that the script, everything is already playing out. With no choice in the matter, you find yourself just playing out this role. Like you find yourself in satsang. When you saw that there was no space, you said, can I come inside? So it is all part of this role. This is the same consciousness which is playing all of these roles. And there is no trouble with any role. There is no trouble with any role. All roles can be played by consciousness. The only seeming trouble seems to arise when we take it personally. When we forget our true identity and the only thing that we believe we are is this role. But the actual appearance of the role is no trouble. You can play the role of mother, you can play the role of daughter, all these roles are being played actually, just on their own. So part of the role we can say like this. Something. can see my dear.
Father, can I come up? Father, can I come up?
Yeah? Please, I'm not even sure who's asking.
It was me who was asking.
Lutfi is asking? Okay.
I actually don't know where I'm coming up. It's maybe because of that basket, you know,
Yes?
that imagined basket. I was shopping a little bit or something.
Yeah.
And it's quite heavy again. But somehow it's also not here. I really don't know.
To go on this shopping expedition implies interest. Hmm? To check out the goods, what is available implies attention. And to give it your identification, to give it your belief, implies the paying for the goods. You see, then it is yours. After so much effort, you see. Yeah. And to drop, much simpler. To drop is much simpler than to pick up. Unless there is something that's still like something in the basket, you see.
Yeah, I don't like it. That's
You don't like it,
it's.
then no.
Sorry.
If you don't like something, then easy to throw, isn't it?
Yeah, take the whole basket because it's so stupid to hold this basket again and again.
Don't put this so stupid also in the basket. Just say it's part of the play. It's just part of the play. Don't be so hard on yourselves. Hmm? Just picked up, now throwing, picked up, now throwing. It's okay. Because that so stupid thing can become a big part of the basket, you see.
Yeah, yeah, I realized that before that this joyful thing is missing here. When this basket is full, it also can be a play, or it also can be joyful to see that.
Exactly. Exactly. This is very beautiful. Even when the basket is full, you can laugh at it actually. This is very good.
Yeah, sometimes it's working, sometimes not.
Yes, yes, yes. And there is joy even in this to see, oh, it worked, oh, it didn't work. So if there's something which you still feel is difficult to throw away, then you can expose it in satsang and say, this is what I find difficult. And you will find automatically, as you shared in the satsang, in the presence of satsang, you will find that it might become lighter. But if it's all okay, then it's okay.
I'm I'm never sure what to if it's really necessary to share because I see, and then when I'm in satsang, then I see again it's all nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure, and there's now here's confusion a lot since the whole satsang, confusion and a lot of emotion and pressure inside. It's all watched. This is not the thing. I really don't know. Like Nitya shared already, I didn't get a thing all what was talking about. I loved what Nick said, and I loved what you said, and I loved the sharing about Tony, but I was completely blank here, and the feelings stay, this emotions stay. I don't know. Maybe I'm sounding a little bit crazy, but I don't care.
Very good. This is very good. Even feeling, even feeling can come and it can go in its own speed, you see. You know what happens sometimes is because thoughts are coming quite fast. They might repeat themselves often, but they come and go quite quickly. So it becomes quite simple to see that these are just appearances. But feelings, when they come and linger for some time. They come and linger for some time. There's some residue of these feelings. So they can seem more real in some sense. But they are just another appearance. Just like thoughts, another appearance. So if the feeling of confusion, if the feeling of frustration, anger, if any kind of feeling is coming, it's also just another energetic play, just another play of energy. And we don't have to do anything about any feeling. We don't have to do anything about any feeling. Because you are that infinite space in which if these feelings were to come more and more and more and more, a million times more also, you would not run out of space. The only trouble still always is the mind saying this should not be here. This interpreter voice is always the only trouble. The feeling in itself is never really trouble. And as Amba was sharing that day, if there is no fear about which feeling will come, there is no fear about which feeling will come, then it takes away so much of this resistance to life. You see. Cannot be open and be fearful about what is going to arise. Then, like you're saying, then if even fear comes, resistance comes, confusion comes, that is also seen, and actually we can laugh even at that. Maybe not immediately sometimes, but actually that is also completely laughable. The idea that some measly feeling could hurt what I am, just not possible. I don't know why this story that I heard when I was much younger in India, there's this story, and I might be saying it completely wrong because I heard it many years ago. There's a story of how an ant can be stronger than an elephant. It's a children's story, so don't take it too literally, okay? I don't want any scientific papers in my mailbox. So, what happened is that there was an arrogant elephant, and he was very arrogant. And then there was an ant who said that I can overpower even you. Okay? So, this tiny ant overpowered the elephant by jumping into his trunk, and there's some story. Sounds ludicrous when I'm saying. But why I felt to say this is just like this, that this trunk is like our belief, and these thoughts are like ants. So if you give them your belief, then these thoughts, then these concepts will become strong. They will overpower. But otherwise, to an elephant, an ant is nothing. Just like that, emotions also, just they are nothing to you. Pain also, nothing to you. Except when we give our belief to it. Give our belief to a thought about it. That is why just the simple pointing, don't believe your next thought, takes care of even things at feeling level. Because feelings by themselves are never trouble. It is only these thoughts that come and resist. One day we should actually just play this game. We should just sit, not say anything. And when we spot a feeling, we say, oh, this feeling appeared. And when a thought appears, we say, oh, this thought appeared. That's it. That's all that's happening. Oh, this entity appeared in front of me. This sound appeared. That's all that is going on. And nothing that is appearing actually can touch you. Oh, this pain appeared. Just simple like that. Thank you, my dear. And don't worry about being angry with your son or something like that. That's okay. Son, children and parents, it's completely fine. Yeah, my son up here, right? Are you studying?
I finished. I have 2 chapters left on work ahead.
Disappeared, right? Yes, yes, yes.
Like feel like all the frustration from looking
Yeah.
here in my face. Precious just hidden face throbbing.
Yeah. I still have such a big smile on me. Should I believe the smile or should I believe the words?
Yes.
It's here. Frustration is
Here.
pluck it out.
I don't want to be just searching, looking.
Don't be looking. It's not a doing. You see? That's what's happening. So every time we give it a pause, the mind makes something out of it. And if I leave you like that, then by tomorrow you'll be fully fed up of this looking thing.
This is like a conflict because when the effort is
Okay, so,
it's like something doesn't want it to
just
stop.
don't do anything. Either way, you cannot escape the truth. No looking also. Just nothing. Now frustration gone. And then the frustration comes, but I want to look. I want to This mind will not like it either way.
Today, if I don't look, I'm never going to
Never
get out
gonna
of
get
this cycle.
But I said you will. Either way, if you don't do anything at all, don't move an inch, don't look, don't think, don't nothing, then also you can't deny the truth. The truth is not out there. This is not the X-Files. The truth is right here. What is here is the truth. And yes, it's the pain also, it's the frustration also, all of this is encompassed in the truth. Anything else is just a figment of our imagination. It's easy. Are you willing to accept that there is nothing to get?
He said that there's nothing to see.
Okay. Are you willing to accept there is nothing to see? I know. Just 10 minutes ago, I was asking you to see. I know. Are you willing to accept it? Because it is this wanting to see or trying to see or feeling that something has to be seen, which itself is the splinter or the speck of dust in your eye. Can you see the space in this room?
In between space.
There is space. But can you see it? You can see it is here. You can say that I see it is here, or I know it is here. As long as we're expecting it to be a phenomenal experience, then it will always be troublesome. If I want to see the space, can I see the space? I'm really trying. You told me to see. I'm seeing. I don't see it. It's the same thing, isn't it? It can be so frustrating and tiring. I see the space. I don't see the space. I see object, phenomena I am aware of. I see the object, and yet there is space. So we're speaking of that subtlety. You see. So with any effort, will you be able to see the space more clearly? It's just what it is. Can you see time directly? Can you see time phenomenally? But you're aware of the movement of time, just like that. So effortlessly, these things are already known. But if we effort, then we feel like something should appear to confirm it. It's interesting. It's the same way. I'm looking at the space to find space, and I don't see it. If I'm surrounded by clear water, just like water in this glass, and someone says, "See the water," I say, "I don't see it." It's like this. Space is here. The looking does not mean look for it, look for it. Just like, how do you know space is here? Yeah. Objects are rising and going in the space. Objects can come and go, but the space remains. The same way, in the seeing, appearances are coming and going. The seeing remains. Where are things seen? Where are they seen? Where do they appear and disappear? And in front of you is there anything which is not in front of you?
Yeah, I meant like visually.
But also there are other things that appear. Thoughts appear, memories appear, imagination appears, daydreams when they come, they seem as real as this outer world. Where do they appear? Yes, but where? Is it outside of you? Yes, in front. That means that this appearance is changing in the same space or a different space. I know it can seem like a radical question. But you realize that it might seem like this is a different space and that is a different space, but actually it's the same space in which just the appearances are changing, giving the appearance of difference. There's only in front of you, can say in front of you or inside you, whatever, but there's only this in which all this content is changing. Effortless. Effortless. Don't put that effort thing back. Okay, so for you first you discover the naturalness of just chilling out. Then all will reveal itself. Yeah, so you have that thing which seems to in the world that's how we've known to get things done. If I have to finish my studies in something, I better get it done like that. But now just for this, it's upside down. Everything in the world is upside down. To this, leave it. Leave everything aside. Nothing, don't know. I don't know. Leave.
Hello, Father.
No, my dear.
नमस्ते.
Yeah.
उफ, कल सत्संग के बाद तो काफी देर तक मैं हंसती रही. मुझे नहीं पता क्यों, लेकिन कंट्रोल नहीं था मेरा मुझ पे. फादर, मुझे आज सुबह से ऐसे फील हो रहा है कि जैसे मैं सत्संग ज्वाइन कर रही हूँ, तो जितने टाइम मैं सत्संग ज्वाइन कर रही हूँ उतने टाइम के लिए मैं अपने बच्चों को इग्नोर कर रही हूँ. मैंने अपनी छोटी बेटी जो सिर्फ अभी 1.5 साल की है उसको मैंने प्ले वे में डाल दिया है. मुझे लग रहा है मैंने उसको अपने फायदे के लिए प्ले वे में डाल दिया है. अभी मैं आपसे काफी देर से बात करने की कोशिश कर रही थी. हंसना मत प्लीज, मेरे हस्बैंड यहाँ थे, मैंने इसलिए बात नहीं की. मैं उनके सामने बात नहीं कर सकती थी, वो अब नीचे गए हैं तो मैंने फटाफट आपसे बात की है. क्योंकि उन्हें भी ये फील हो रहा है, वो भी मुझे बार बार ये कह रहे हैं कि तूने अब हम फैमिली को इग्नोर करना शुरू कर दिया है। बट मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता कि मैंने अपनी फैमिली को इग्नोर किया है। फिर कभी कभी लगता भी है, जैसे वो आज स्कूल जाते हुए बहुत रो रही थी और मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि उसे स्कूल जाने दूं या रखूं, कंफ्यूजन। अब जैसे सत्संग चलते चलते बीच में ही बड़ी वाली बेटी भी आ जाती है स्कूल से, तो आती है तो मैं उसको नहीं पूछती, कुछ भी ध्यान नहीं देती। वो फिर उन्होंने भी देखा तो वो आज मुझसे यही कह रहे थे कि तूने ये सब ज्वाइन करके फैमिली को इग्नोर कर दिया है।
Very good. So we'll look at this question. It's the most common question, you see. Because what happens is the mind is never happy. Now, you're in satsang and your kids actually are well taken care of. Everything is okay. But the mind is saying you're ignoring your kids. Huh? Now, suppose you were with your kids and you were not in satsang, then the mind would be saying, see now, for your family reason, you're ignoring satsang and you're ignoring the truths. The mind will never be happy. And as long as we keep going with what the mind is saying, then we will not find this stability. We will not find this peace that we are looking for. Okay? Also, another thing to remember is that now we are not paying any attention and belief to our own thoughts. Then how does it matter what someone else thinks about us? Because of our attachments, we fall into this feeling that now my own thoughts are nothing, but what my partner thinks of me is still important. What I can tell you is that what you're discovering in satsang, what you're finding in satsang, is going to bless everyone in your family. For you to come to your true self-discovery cannot be bad for your family. You see, to be in the presence of a mother who has dropped all this misidentification, who has dropped all this maya, to be with that kind of mother for a few minutes is much better than to be with a mother who's constantly feeling that she's a person and this is what's happening to her and things like this. So your own presence will bless your entire family. But it is very commonly seen that as this unfolding is happening, as the truth is being discovered, then the mind and the world will come strongly and say, but you are becoming irresponsible. My family also kept saying this. What about your work? You're losing interest in work. You have responsibilities. You have 2 children. You have a wife. What is going to happen? And nothing happened. Everything is just fine. You see? Everything is taken care of. But my parents, my wife, my in-laws, everybody was worried. What is happening with him? What is happening? He'll become a Baba. He'll become a sadhu. He'll go to Tiruvannamalai or Rishikesh. He will not come back. All this, everything was coming, but nothing happened. Right? All that has happened is good. I feel that the role of the father is being played very well.
Yes. इवन मेरे फादर वो भी बहुत ज्यादा पाठ पूजा करते हैं, तो हमारी खुद की वर्डिंग उनके लिए ये होती है कि पापा आपने तो हिमालय पर्वत ही चले जाना है।
Exactly. Now you see now. Now
तो
you will say,
जब
Beta, you are understanding. Now you are understanding.
अभी भी मैं उनको कॉल करती हूँ तो मैं उनको बोलती हूँ पापा हिमालय पर्वत से आगे हो तो बात करें।
He will tell you.
फादर, दिन में जैसे मैं दोपहर के टाइम पे इंक्वायरी करने की कोशिश करती हूँ। मैं वैसे तो मुझे नींद नहीं आती, मैं बिना दवाई के सो ही नहीं सकती। तो कई बार कोशिश करती हूँ कि चलो दोपहर को सो जाती हूँ, नहीं नींद आती तो मैं इंक्वायरी करने के लिए कोशिश करती हूँ। बट 1-2 दिन से, या मैं ज्यादा दिन से कह सकती हूँ, मुझे फील होता है कि मैंने इंक्वायरी करने के लिए बैठी हूँ, मैंने क्वेश्चन पुट किया है खुद से, लेकिन साथ ही किसी ने मुझे हिला दिया है और मैं एकदम से डर के आंखें खोल के उठ जाती हूँ। बिल्कुल ऐसा लगता है जैसे मुझे मुझे किसी ने धक्का दिया है और मैं उठ गई उसी टाइम। और रात को तो मैं मेडिसिन के बिना सो ही नहीं सकती।
So, God is with you in your inquiry. All these energies can come, they can play all tricks. Mind can come, play all its tricks. No, nothing will happen to you. Don't worry. As long as you're in satsang and in your heart you feel to do the inquiry, it's all fine. How it turns out, don't don't carry this thermometer also with you. That today I did very good inquiry, so I get 10 marks. Today my inquiry is bad. Forget about all that. It is also my problem now. Okay? Just stay with God, just happy. Your guru is with you, nothing. It's all
यस
okay.
फादर, यस फादर, मैं सच में कह रही हूँ कि वाकई फील अब मतलब बिल्कुल दिल से फील होता है कि गॉड मेरे साथ हैं। पहले भी मैं पाठ करती थी, मेरा पूरा नित्यनेम था। मैं जैसे जपजी साहिब जी का पाठ, रात को रहरास साहिब जी का, कीर्तन सोहिला साहिब जी का, सुखमनी साहिब जी का पाठ मैंने करना। लेकिन मैं पाठ करने के बाद कहती थी मुझे समझ तो कुछ आया नहीं है, मैंने तो उसको सिर्फ एक बुक की तरह पढ़ लिया है, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता था खुद को। तो मैं फिर मैं सोचती थी कि चलो मैं ना जो जिन महापुरुषों को मेरे पापा मानते हैं मैं वहां जाती हूँ। लेकिन फिर अपने आप को फील होता था कि मैं बंदिश में रह के नहीं भगवान जी का नाम ले सकती, क्योंकि वहां पे रिस्ट्रिक्शंस थी कि हमें नानक सर मर्यादा के अनुसार ही पाठ करना है। तो मेरा मन नहीं मानता था, मैं खुद को रिस्ट्रिक्ट नहीं कर सकती थी, क्योंकि मैं वैष्णो देवी भी जाती हूँ, चर्च भी जाती हूँ, हर जगह जाती हूँ मैं, मुझे सब सही लगता है, मुझे नहीं लगता। तो मेरे मन से जब भी भगवान जी के आगे मैंने सिर झुकाना है, हमेशा ही मैं ऐसे ही बोलती हूँ, सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु, जय माता दी, ओम नमः शिवाय। तो इसलिए मैंने फिर वो रास्ता मुझे नहीं ठीक लगा, मैंने अमृत नहीं छका, क्योंकि मैं रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं रखना चाहती। लेकिन अब मुझे लगता है कि ये कपिल सर आए, मुझे डिप्रेशन हुआ, इतना सब कुछ मेरे साथ हुआ, वो इसलिए हुआ मुझे आप तक जो पहुंचना था। थैंक यू फादर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर ग्रेस, थैंक यू,
Thank you.
लव यू वेरी मच।
Very.
आई वांट अ बिग हग टू यू।
A big hug to you too, my dear.
थैंक यू सो मच फादर, थैंक यू सो मच।
Always welcome. Always welcome.
और मैं आज सबके सामने हाथ जोड़ के अपनी छोटी बेटी अवनीत से सॉरी फील करना चाहती हूँ अपने दिल से, क्योंकि जब उसका बर्थ हुआ था तो मैं बहुत रोई थी, मैं गॉड से नाराज हो गई थी, क्योंकि इंडियन मेंटेलिटी और मेरी फैमिली की मेंटेलिटी के अकॉर्डिंगली मुझे बेटा चाहिए था सेकंड टाइम। और मेरी बेटी हुई, मैं बहुत रोई थी। मैंने पता नहीं उस बेचारी के साथ मैंने गलती किया है, मुझे लगता है। मैं आज सबके सामने, संगा के सामने अपनी बेटी से सॉरी फील करना चाहती हूँ कि सॉरी, मुझे वो माफ कर दे कि मैं उसके बर्थ के टाइम पे रोई, जबकि उसका बर्थ तो मेरे लिए इसलिए हुआ कि वो उसने अपनी मम्मा को जीना सिखाया है। आई रियली फील सॉरी अवनीत, आई रियली फील सॉरी।
Very, very good. Very good. Now you left it, you have released it in this fire of Satsang. Now you let it burn completely. Now don't pick it back up. Forget about it completely. Very good.
My whole family cried. सब रोए थे ये नहीं.
Don't worry about don't worry about them. You have released it. It is all that is important. Everybody is leading their own journey. Let them lead their journey. That's okay.
Yes, Father.
Very good.
ये मेरे मन में काफी देर से था कि मैं अपनी बेटी से माफी मांगू कि वो मुझे माफ कर दे. मुझे रोना नहीं चाहिए था उस टाइम पे.
Your daughter can only love you now. You can only.
अब मैं रोना तो चाहती नहीं, हंसना ही चाहती. मुझे पता है ये सारी बातें ना बाद में मुझे खुद को एक जोक लगती है. Thank you, Father. Thank you so much. Love you, Father. कुछ दिन पहले मेरे हस्बैंड मुझसे कह रहे थे कि मैं बेंगलोर जाके जॉब ट्राई कर लेता हूँ, तेरे लिए इजी हो जाएगा. बच्चे स्कूल चले जाएंगे, तुम सत्संग में चली जाइयो, मैं जॉब पे. मैंने कहा नहीं की और पूछ जल्दी करो ये काम. तो ही इज सर्चिंग फॉर जॉब. जहाँ पे भगवान जी चाहेंगे वहां पे चले जाएंगे. बस वो जॉब के लिए टेंशन लेते हैं, रोते हैं, और मेरे को ना हंसी आती है. मैं वहां से उठ के चली जाती हूँ, वो मेरे को डांट पड़ेगी. Thank you so much, Father.
Mr. Father,
Okay.
can I come up, Father?
Of course, of course.
Father, I'll be away like for almost a month now. I'll be traveling, so kind of feeling in the heart that I'll still be there, but might not be available in the hangout or something. So I just wanted to have even this feeling burn out and put at your place. I know you'll always be there, and this is just like the part of the journey. And the important thing that I'm feeling is the things that are happening in life and the perceiving of it. There seems to be a difference that is arising now. It is being clearly seen that things are happening rather than earlier the mind would say you are doing that or that is how it's. There is no credibility, there is no kind of acknowledgement, or you would say ownership of that. It's like, okay, this has to happen, this is happening to life, and you're still there perceiving it, and you're not planning it. So the guilt, or the trick of mind, getting you entangled into, okay, now you'll be away and you're missing satsang, that was more important, this was more important, this is kind of now diminishing. It's more like surrender, and it's more like peace, it's more like love, and more like grace, that whatever is happening with a part of the play, and it is with the will of Sadguru. It's not like your choice. Sadguru wanted it that way. That's how it's happening, and you should just put it at Sadhguru's feet, and that's it. So there is no joy of materialistic thing, but at the same time, very high joy of acceptance that is getting felt and realized. Just wanted to thank you for everything that you're doing with me.
It's very beautiful, right? Even everything that is happening, even through this body, is just happening. There's no question of guilt or beauty of non-duality. Very, very, and I hope you have a wonderful visit. Will you be meeting some of the Sangha when you're going anywhere in any of the cities they're there?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think I won't be in the same place, but once I'll be there, and once my schedule is kind of planned, then probably I'll try to contact some of them, and we'll see if it is possible to catch up. I'll be there for a short trip, and I'll have to cover 4 or 5 cities. So let's see how it goes.
Okay, my love. Have wonderful adventures, wonderful travels. You're always here. You're always here.
Thank you, Father, for your blessings. Now, uh, that distance is is wonderful. Not getting stick to it, but it is such a beautiful play. That everything, the mind, tend to take ownership, and now mind is kind of fertile, and mind is kind of sitting aside, and you're telling mind it's not you who decided, who is doing anything. Life is happening, and you can't do an inch about it. So whatever it says afterward is meaningless.
Great. I see you in October, isn't it? I see both of you in October.
Definitely, yes, definitely. I'll be back back on 7th, so I'll have enough time. I'm not going to miss that for sure. Uh, Rather, you're not going to let me miss that since you planned it.
Very.
Thank you, Father. That you feel.
Varna says, Namaste, Father. These days or at times, I don't feel love, sympathy, empathy, compassion, or any sort of these emotions or feelings. Not for myself and not for others, so to say. It's like a very indifferent attitude. I want to expose till jealousy, irritation, judgment, guilt, favoritism, all these come up. I know all these are nothing, still feels very intense. Just want to expose these silly, tricky, and nasty minds. And it's very natural for these things to come. See, even before I met Guruji, I have been in this whole spiritual thing for many years. And I know how it is being in a Sangha, you see, not liking how they are interacting with the Guru or how the Guru is responding. Sometimes these things and become, can't he see that they are fake? Can't he just see? I can see, he can't. These kind of things will come. And sometimes it'll come, why is this one always asking for attention? Why is this one always saying something? Why is this one a favorite? He doesn't even love him as much as I do. All this can come. Being a part of the Sangha means not just the goody goody love things, but also these kind of things of jealousy, irritation, frustration, all these things. Very, very natural for all of it to come. It's very good. If definitely able to expose them.
Sorry, Father, can I say also? The moment I come here, I feel like crying. When I notice, when I notice others and all this. I don't have anything against anyone, but this mind comes up like this, and it makes me feel very sad and irritated, and judging. All these things happen, and it's like your attention has to be on me, something like that, and or maybe it's like not everyone doesn't follow the right way, or it's not very uh, I don't know the word, but something like that, all these things, and I feel like crying and bursting out and just it's something like all these things. So I just want to expose all these things. So it's like sometimes getting fed up of all these things, going through the same thing every day. Coming to satsang is becoming like this every day. Come to satsang, go through all these things, and then you feel like, oh man, I don't want to all these things. Okay, forget about it and all these things. I don't know, Father, how long this is going to go, but please take all these things, Father. I'm tired of experience. seriously, I don't feel the love. At times there's only love, and at times there's no love, no nothing. Completely, I don't even feel anything. I'm sorry to say, even also there's not. I don't feel. Sometimes I feel so much love for you that I can't just separate myself, and sometimes there's no love. Not that it's very genuine. It's not that fake love or something, but whatever comes here, that's what it's felt. It's not, even though I don't feel, I can't say I love you and all. That's why at times I say I love you, at times I don't say I love you. But doesn't mean that
Yes, I
I
know.
don't love you. Yeah, it's just that these things, but I don't know what it is, Father, or surrender at your feet. Please take care of everything, Father. I love you so much. One day I'll sing for you, Father. I don't know when that day will come, but I've got the deep urge to sing for you. But I don't know when that day will come, but I'll make sure to get some more courage, and I will. I've got this very deep urge past couple of days. I want to sing, but I don't have the courage now to sing. So let me wait for the right time.
You heard me sing, okay? If you heard me sing, then you need no courage to sing.
No, Father, I don't know. I know somehow I like that song which Govind had posted on Sangha of being the Achyutam Keshavam. So I've got that song. It touched my heart. So I want to sing that song for you, but not today. Sometime when I have the courage. Thank you.
I want to hear it very soon. I want to hear it very soon. Maybe. Okay, so today Jane is here with us. And some of you might be new to Satsang, so you might be a bit confused, or you might feel it's a little alien, this whole concept of naming, like this whole concept of why do people have to take a new name or something, might seem like it is something which is out of the ordinary and not required, and then there can be a lot of resistance about this, and it can be that, oh, isn't it just identity? Aren't we speaking of again of identities? So all this kind of resistance can be there. And sometimes here also there's a feeling that, okay, we will do it just in a private hangout so we don't, confuse some of you. But today it feels just to have it open in the broadcast. Because what is happening actually is much more innocent than what the mind will make it out to be. What is happening is only that there comes a deeper urge sometimes to say that even what I'm referred to in this realm of identity, in this realm of time and space, even that, what the world calls me, let that also be a blessing from the Guru. So, what is actually being said? What is actually being said is that I am now surrendered to this expression as the master, and let what what I am being referred to as the label also be an utterance from the Guru's mouth. Very, very simple like this. From this sense of surrender, it can come. And it's very beautiful. And there are many, many other things, other forces at work when this happens, but we don't have to stress on that. That unfolds its own naturally. But just very simply, it is an act of devotion, it is an act of surrender. In this play, the disciple is surrendering, is devoted to their master, and it is an act of love and unconditional joy as far as the teacher is concerned. But it is nothing to do with how much progress has happened or not, or if there's a hierarchy of those with Hindu names are in the inner circle or something like that. No, there's nothing like that. It's just a very innocent play that plays like this. So some of you know Jane, and she's in her play at this point of time in the adventures of her life. The body is still very young, so she, in fact, after maybe 1 or 2 days of my seeing her in satsang, I saw a request in my mailbox and said, "Very, just can you give me a name or something like that?" You see, and because she's barely 1 or 2 years older than my son, and I felt that I wanted to give her a chance more to deepen in her surrender and just be clear that this is what she truly wanted in her heart. So I said, just let's wait a while and then see how it goes. You see? And then I see that she's just in satsang, and I feel that although she doesn't express much verbally, I can see that something there is just receiving all of this. Not just the words, but receiving all of the presence also. And I can see the dissolving is happening. Then this one, then we said, yes, yes, yes. I feel in my heart it will be a great joy to present you with a name. So now you're here, my dear. All that has happened with this identity called Jane, all is being surrendered in the fire of satsang. All is being surrendered in the fire of satsang and being given to the master. It's all his problem. So the life of Jane, everything that happened with Jane, all of that is just a figment of the past, is now let go. This identity is now let go of. And I have a very beautiful name for you. The name is Mukti. Mukti is a very beautiful name, which is another name for liberation, for freedom. This freedom, which is your natural state, may this name Mukti carry the presence of the freedom which is your true state, and may it bring you completely to this unchanging place. And may all those who come into your presence be also blessed with this freedom. So, this name Mukti is what came up very clearly and strongly for you, because you're a beautiful representation of this freedom. And I know that if you continue along this way that you are, you will be a shining light in this world. And this world is going to be blessed with so much freedom because of you. So do you accept this name, my dear? May it bring all auspiciousness, all joy into your life. All my blessings are with you. So from this day on, at least among the members of the Sangha, you will be known as Mukti. Jai Mukti. So what we can do is we can just chant Om Namah Shivaya for some time, and everyone who's here and everyone in the hangout can greet you and give you a virtual hug. So happy. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shivaya. Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva. What all of you can also do is you can come up and you can greet her, you can give her your love, you can just say Jai Mukti or love you or whatever you like. You can come one by one, you can come. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Many congratulations on your new name, Mukti.
Come.
Jai Mukti. Love you, Jai Mukti.
Yes, this will happen.
Jai Mukti.
This will happen. We'll still call her Jai
Much
Mukti.
love you.
Jai Mukti. Feels like a new child has born. So beautiful.
Happy liberation, Mukti. Mark this day as the day you are free. You're free right now. You are always free. Many congratulations. Father, can I say something?
Yes, I did.
The naming is basically, called initiation or known as initiation, and it's been known in the scriptures and also, when I was initiated, that the day the being is being initiated, from that day onwards, all his, past karma or whatever is going to happen in life is actually been taken over by Guru. That's the Guru that is being actually living the life. For time being, you may feel like, you're doing it, but you can only go to a certain extent, and then there will be this rope. So you are always being, now connected with a string, wherein you may feel like you have a free will, but Guru will let you go till a point, and then he'll, put it back. So you are never away from the reach of the Guru from that day onward when you are being initiated. So that's a big day. One can't even express the gratitude towards the Guru.
Very, very well said. Yeah. Yeah.
Jai Mukti.
Jai Mukti. Such a beautiful name. May grace be on you always. And may this string be always shining as our Guruji. Love you, so much love you. So happy for you.
Thank you all for gracing this occasion, even watching from YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mukti, can you hear me? Hi. Just may your spiritual name take you deep into the depths of your heart and away from the personal into the impersonal, and just so that you could share your light. And so may that name just, may all your wishes come true deep in your heart. Thank you. You're amazing.
And if some of you are outside and you want to come in and wish her after Satsang, the broadcast is over, then you can come even after that. We'll wait for 5 minutes. Love you all so very much. May the shining presence of the Sadguru Sri Mujiji always shine upon all of you. Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Sri Mujiji ki Jai.
Song of being Jai.
Jai Mukti.